Welcome back, it's Mike here from Potter Rare Books, and today we're going to be unboxing a first printing copy of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. Before we get into this, if you haven't already done so, please like and subscribe to the channel. It really means a lot that you're supporting us and enjoying the content. Okay, let's get into it. So we have a package here come all the way from the US. It's clearly been held up in customs and checked and repacked. So let's hope there's been no damage to it. Just got to be careful with the knife. You never know how much protection they put on the books inside the pack. Well, it's a pretty big pack and there's no rattling around, which is always a good sign. So it sounds like it's well packed. Let's have a look. So yeah, lots and lots of bubble wraps, what we like to see. So what we should see in here is a very, very fine condition copy. So I'm hoping the photos that I've seen really do show that this is a beautiful copy. I couldn't see any flaws on the photos to the covers or to the spine. So let's take a look. Lots and lots of bubble wrap, which is great. Okay, here we go. Here it is. Beautiful copy. So first inspection, and I've not seen this book before until right now. I have seen a lot of photos of it. On first inspection, there really is hardly anything wrong with this cover. It's in absolutely beautiful condition. As we flip it over on the back, again, we can see it's in absolutely beautiful condition. If we now look at the spine of the book, you can see at the very top, there's no major wear at all there. There's no colour fading to the spine, no creasing. As we move to the bottom, again, really lovely condition. You know, your page edges are always going to be slightly discoloured. I mean, that's just the nature of these books. I don't think copies exist that are perfectly white anymore, especially with the paperbacks. So overall, very happy with the book. Really glad to have it in my collection. Now, in terms of how can we tell if this is a first printing copy, there are generally 5 key things that we want to look for. Now, the first thing that I tend to look for that just really jumps out straight away to see if it is a rare copy is this Wendy Cooling quote at the bottom. A terrific read and stunning first novel by Wendy Cooling. Now, that tells me that this is at least a first, second, third, fourth, or fifth printing in paperback. And if it's on a hardcover, it's either the first or second printing. The next thing I would look at to tell me if it is a first printing of the first book is on the back cover. It is the word Philosophers is misspelt and misses the second O. Also, just above that, we see that it says Hogwarts School of Wizardry and Witchcraft, which was changed in the second printing to Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. And the other points to look for, the number line, 10 down to 1, denoting our first printing. Also above that, we don't have a space between the word Taylor and 1997. Now, one other thing to tell you about that is often associated with a first printing copy is the one wand error on page 53. Now, I don't know if you can see this, but the binding here is something to mention on this particular copy is really tight. Now, it's really hard to even, and we don't want to cause any creases in the spine, but to even open the book here to check page 53, it just shows the quality of this particular book. So We have here on page 53 the 1-1 error, which shows in the other equipment list 1-1 listed twice at the start and at the end, denoting a first printing. Now that was corrected, but it does also appear in later printings. So a lot of people have asked the question, is my book worth anything because it has the 1-1 error listed twice? The answer is probably not, unless it has all of the other points that we've just discussed. So you've got to have, I think there was 6 in total there, 6 points to know that you have a first printing copy. Now this is the paperback copy. There were 5,150 copies printed. That may seem like a lot, but you have to understand that in this condition, there were very, very few. You know, this is the best condition copy I have ever seen, and I've probably physically handled at least 20 to 30 copies, maybe more, you know, at auctions, just going to view other people's collections, you know, copies that I've owned myself. You know, many, many, many copies are battered or at least creased or red. You know, I have handled probably 5 or 6 what we would call fine condition copies. Of those sort of 5 or 6 copies that I have handled and seen, also many copies online that people list that I've seen many photos of, I don't think any come quite up to this standard. This is, you know, practically pristine. It is a beautiful copy. I can't see a lot wrong with it. It is a beautiful, beautiful book, and very, very happy to have it in my collection. The paperback doesn't quite get the prestige of the hardcover. You know, the hardcover variation that was printed at the exact same time. You know, they were both printed simultaneously. The hardcover, just 500 copies, as opposed to this 5,150. You know, if you do have a hardcover copy, it is a very, very valuable book, especially if you find one in anywhere near the condition of this book. You know, extremely, extremely rare to find. This book, however, is going to be in the Potter Rare books collection. You know, we already have a box waiting for it. Had this for a while. Can finally put this book into it. A beautiful, beautiful box made specifically for this book. Harry Potter, The Philosopher's Stone, J.K. Rowling, 1997. Thank you for watching, and hope to see you again in the next video.